Good morning. Myself, Dr. D. Ravi, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Today, I am going to handle the subject Applied Thermodynamics. The course code is U18 PCME 401. The topic is Introduction to Applied Thermodynamics. Now we are going to see introduction. Thermodynamics is the branch of science that deals with the different forms of energy, the quantitative relationship between them, and the energy exchanges that occur in the physical and the chemical process. Broadly speaking, thermodynamics is all about energy, how it gets used and how it changes from one form to another. In many cases, thermodynamics involves using heat to provide work, as in the case of your automobile engine, or doing work to move heat, as in your refrigerator. Next, introduction continued. Thermodynamics can be defined as the science of energy. It deals with the most basic processes occurring in nature. Thermodynamics is made up from two Greek words. First point, thermo. Thermo means hot or heat. Dynamics means study of matter in motion. This is the explanation for thermodynamics. Okay, thermo means hot or heat. Dynamics means study of matter in motion. Next, we are going to see system, surrounding, and the boundary. What is meant by system? This is the system. A quantity of matter or region in space chosen for study. That is called the system. Next, we will see what is surrounding. This is called the surrounding. The mass or region outside the system. The mass or region outside the system. The system, it is outside, called the surroundings. Next, boundary. Boundary is here. The real or imaginary surface that separates the system from its surrounding. It separates the system from the surrounding. Here, the boundary is separating system and surrounding. That is called a boundary. Next, types of system. Isolated system, closed system, open system. Here we are going to see these three types of system. The first one is isolated system. An isolated system is special type of closed system that does not even transfer energy across the boundary. Here from this image we can see does not even transfer energy across the boundary. This line is the boundary line. From the boundary line, it does not cross the energy. There will be no interaction with the surrounding. Isolated system, there will be no interaction with the surroundings. Examples: coffee in a closed, well-insulated thermos bottle. Next one, closed system. This is the closed system. A closed system is defined when a particular quantity of matter is under study. A closed system always contains the same matter. There can be no mass transfers across the boundaries. Here there is no mass transfer. There may be energy transfer across the boundary. there may be a energy transfer across the boundary. So this color indicate energy transfer from this to here closed system. Here energy may be transferred. Example is a tightly capped cup of coffee. This is the example, best example for closed system. Next, we will discuss open system. Open system is this one, this image. In open system, both mass and energy can cross the selected boundary. Example is an open cup of coffee. This is the best example for open system. Next, we will discuss properties of a system. Properties of a system is a measurable characteristics of a system that is in equilibrium. Properties may be intensive or extensive. Properties, there are two types, intensive properties or extensive properties. Now we will see what is intensive property. Intensive property are independent of the amount of mass. So it is independent of amount of mass means intensive property. Example, these parameters, temperature, pressure and density. Next we will see what is extensive property. Extensive property means varies directly with the mass. Okay. This is varies directly with mass, whereas intensive property is independent of mass. Okay, example is mass, volume, energy, enthalpy. These four parameters are the example for intensive property. Next is specific properties. Is the intensive property obtained by dividing an extensive property of a system by its mass. Next, types of thermodynamic processes. Cyclic process. From this, we are going to see what is meant by cyclic process. Here, two PV diagram is there. PV diagram means x-axis V, y-axis P. P represent pressure, V represent volume. The process in which the initial and the final state is same is known as cyclic process. So once again, read the process in which the initial means here starting point A, and the final state is the same. Final state also A. You will start here A to B, B to C, C to D, and again reaches A. So the process in which the initial and the final state is same is known as cyclic process. It is a sequence of process that leave the system in the same state in which it started. If the cycle goes clockwise, the system does work. Here the first figure A, this is the figure A, this is a clockwise, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. If it is the cycle goes clockwise, the system does work. The system does work. It is clockwise. If the cycle goes anti-clockwise, here figure B, it is anti-clockwise. Okay, D to A, A to B, B to C, C to D. If the cycle goes anti-clockwise, then work is done on the system every cycle. Next, we are going to discuss difference between reversible and irreversible process. In this table, we are going to see what is reversible process and irreversible difference. Here there are 4 points is there. The first point from reversible process. The process is carried out infinitesimally slowly. Reversible process takes very slowly. Whereas irreversible process, it is carried out rapidly. Rapidly means very fast. In irreversible process, it takes place very fast. This is the difference between reversible and irreversible. First point. Second point, at any stage, the equilibrium is not disturbed. At any stage, the equilibrium is not disturbed in reversible process. Whereas irreversible process, equilibrium may exist only after completion of process. Next, third point, it takes infinite time of completion. Reversible process, it takes infinite time for completion, whereas irreversible process, it takes a finite time for completion. Next, fourth point, this is the last point, the difference between reversible and irreversible process. Work obtained in this process is maximum. Work obtained in this process is maximum. In irreversible process, work obtained in this process is not maximum. Reversible process maximum, work obtained here is not maximum. This is the main difference between reversible and irreversible process. Next, we are going to discuss types of thermodynamic process. First one is adiabatic process. What is meant by adiabatic process? An adiabatic process is a type of thermodynamic process which occurs without transferring heat or mass. This is the important point. Which occurs without transferring heat or mass. In adiabatic process, there is no heat transfer and mass transfer. This is very important point. Between the system and its surrounding. Unlike an isothermal process, an adiabatic process transfer energy to the surrounding only as work. They transfer energy as a work only. Okay. Next, isentropic process. What is meant by isentropic process? Is an idealized thermodynamic process that is both adiabatic and reversible. Adiabatic and reversible. The work transfers of the system are frictionless and there is no transfer of heat or matter. This is the isentropic process. Next, we are going to see the continuation of types of thermodynamic process, polytropic process and the throttling process. What is meant by polytropic process? A polytropic process is a thermodynamic process that obeys the relation P V power N, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, N is the polytropic index, and the C is a constant. The polytropic process equation can describe multiple expansion and the compression process, which include heat transfer. So this is the explanation for polytropic process. Next is throttling process. What is throttling process? A throttling process is defined as a process in which there is no change in enthalpy. This is very important. The throttling process is defined as a process in which there is no change in enthalpy from state 1 to state 2. So there is no change in enthalpy. That is H1 is equal to H2. Here this notation H1 represent enthalpy. Okay. No work done. That's why W, capital W equal to 0. W is represent for work done. So work done is 0. Enthalpy also 0. And the process is adiabatic. Adiabatic means heat transfer. That is Q equal to 0. Q represents heat transfer. Finally, the theory states that an ideal throttling process is adiabatic. So an ideal throttling process is adiabatic. Next, thermodynamic functions. Thermodynamic function. There are two types of function defined in thermodynamics. One is path function and another one is point function. Path function depends upon the path at which system arrives at a given state. Examples for path functions are work and heat. Work and heat is the examples for path functions. Next, thermodynamic function continues. Next, point function. What is meant by point functions? Which does not depend on path. Example, these parameters: temperature, pressure, density, mass, volume, entropy, internal energy. They are properties of the system. It only depends on state of the system. Examples of point function are the same: temperature, pressure, density, mass, volume, enthalpy, entropy, internal energy, etc. Path functions are not properties of the system, while point functions are properties of the system. Next, we are going to see gas power cycles. In this gas power cycles introduction, an important application of thermodynamics is the analysis of power cycles through which the energy absorbed as heat can be continuously converted into mechanical work. This is the important point. Energy absorbed as heat can be continuously converted into mechanical work. A thermodynamic analysis of the heat engine cycles provides valuable information regarding the design of new cycles or for improving the existing cycle. The design of new cycle or improving the existing cycle. Next, we are going to see classification of cycles. The purpose of a thermodynamic cycle is either to produce power or to produce refrigeration plus pumping of heat. Therefore, the cycles are broadly classified as follows. First one is heat engine or power cycles. Second one is refrigeration / heat pump cycles. Next, classification of cycles. Any thermodynamic cycle is essentially a closed cycle in which the working substance undergoes a series of processes and is always brought back to the initial state. However, some of the power cycles operate on open cycle. It means that the working substance is taken into the unit from the atmosphere at one end and is discharged into the atmosphere after undergoing a series of process at the other end. The following are illustration of heat engine operating and open cycle. Next, classification of cycle. Petrol and diesel engines in which the air and the fuel are taken into the engine from a fuel tank, and the product of combustion are exhausted into atmosphere. Important point. Petrol and diesel engine in which air and the fuel may be petrol or diesel, are taken into the engine from a fuel tank, and the product of combustion are exhausted into after the waste, it will exhausted to atmosphere. Next, steam locomotives in which the water is taken into the boiler from a tank, and this steam is exhausted into the atmosphere. Boiler is used to heat the water, and the water is converted here as a steam. Next, analysis of cycles and assumption. Analysis of cycles. In air standard analysis, air is considered as the working medium. The analysis is carried out with the following assumptions. This is very important. These assumptions are applying while solving theoretical problem also. First point in assumption, the working substance consisting of a fixed mass of air and behaves as a perfect gas. Okay, there will be ideal gas also here. They are treated as perfect gas. The closed system is considered which undergoes a cyclic process. Okay, cyclic process means when it is started, it will end. Same point. Okay. Therefore, there are no intake or exhaust process. As next assumption continued. Second point, the combustion process is replaced by an equivalent heat addition process from an external source. Thus, there is no change in the chemical equilibrium of the working fluid and also composition. Next, third point, there is no exhaust process. This is replaced by an equivalent heat rejection process. Next, fourth assumption point is compression and expansion process in the cycle are considered as reversible adiabatic process. Compression and expansion process. These two processes is there in the cycle. Considered as reversible adiabatic process. Next, fifth point, the specific heat Cp and the Cv of air do not vary with the temperature. It's always maintained as constant Cp and the Cv value. It won't vary with the temperature. These five assumptions are very important while solving the cyclic problem. Next, air standard Otto cycle. The air standard Otto cycle is the idealized cycle for the spark ignition internal combustion engine. The cycle is shown below on PV and the TS diagram. PV and the TS diagram. The Otto cycle 1, 2, 3, 4 consisting of following four processes. The process in Otto cycle process 1 to 2 reversible adiabatic compression of air, whereas in process 2 to 3 heat addition at the constant volume. 2 to 3 is heat addition at the constant volume. Process 3 to 4, reversible adiabatic expansion of air. Process 3 to 4 is reversible adiabatic expansion of air. Process 4 to 1, heat rejection at the constant volume. So this cycle we may tell constant volume also, since heat addition at a constant volume, heat rejection at a constant volume. So this cycle we may, Otto cycle we may represent constant volume process also. So 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic compression, 3 to 4 reversible adiabatic expansion. So compression and the expansion are reversible adiabatic. Heat addition and rejection are constant volume. So another name for Otto cycle is constant volume process. Next this diagram, PV diagram and TS diagram. PV diagram means y-axis pressure, x-axis volume. Here 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. Already we discussed the 1 to 2, what is the process, 2 to 3, and the 3 to 4, 4 to 1. This 1 to 2 and the 3 to 4 is isentropic process. 1 to 2 and the 3 to 4 isentropic process. Process 2 to 3 and the 1 to 4, 2 to 3 and the 1 to 4, constant volume process. Next TS diagram. In y-axis temperature, x-axis entropy. S means entropy. Isentropic process, only a vertical line. That is here S1 equal to S2. Entropy remains constant. In isentropic process, entropy remains constant. 3 to 4 also, S3 equal to S2. Entropy remains constant. This 1 to 4 is constant volume process. 2 to 3 is constant volume process. Constant volume heat addition, constant volume heat rejection. This is the cyclic process explained by PV diagram and TS diagram for Otto cycle. Next, in the air standard efficiency, cycle efficiency. That is mathematical. The notation is eta. pH is represent theoretical efficiency. How we define this efficiency is eta theoretical is equal to net work done divided by net heat added. The ratio of net work done by net heat added is nothing but the efficiency of the air standard cycle. Since the process 1 to 2 and the 3 to 4 are adiabatic process, the heat transfer during the cycle takes place only during the process 2 to 3 and 4 to 1 respectively. Therefore, thermal efficiency can be written as, for the reversible adiabatic process 3 to 4 and 1 to 2, we can write P4 by T3 is equal to V3 by V4 power gamma minus 1, and T1 by T2 equal to V2 by V1 power gamma minus 1. Here V2 equal to, from this PV diagram, we know V2 equal to V3 and V4 equal to V1. Okay. Substitute here, T4 by T3 is equal to T1 by T2 is equal to T4 minus T1, T3 minus T2 is equal to V2 by V1 power gamma minus 1. So eta theoretical is equal to 1 minus T1 by T2 is equal to 1 minus of V2 by V1. So it is expressed in terms of volume. 1 minus V1 by V2 power gamma minus 1. The ratio V1 by V2 is called as compression ratio. It is represented by small r. Small r is compression ratio, that is nothing but V1 by V2. So eta TH is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by small r whole power gamma minus 1. This is the theoretical formula to find the efficiency of Otto cycle. Theta Th is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by small r power gamma minus 1. This is very important formula to find the efficiency of the cycle. So this is also eta Th equal to heat added minus heat rejected by heat added. Heat added is nothing but MCV T3 minus T2. Heat rejected is MCV into T4 minus T1. This is also formula used to find out the Otto cycle efficiency in terms of temperature. Substituting this heat added relation here, MCV T3 minus T2 minus MCV T4 minus T1. This is heat rejected, this relation. This relation is heat added divided by heat added. Heat added is MCV T3 minus T2 is equal to taking MCV common outside and the numerator and denominator gets cancelled, equal to, which is equal to 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. In terms of temperature, suppose in your given problem, temperature given, any 2, 3 temperature givens means with respect to temperature, you may calculate cycle efficiency using this formula. The previous problem, the previous relation is, if you know that small r, that is ratio of V1 by V2, we may find using that relation, we may find the efficiency of the cycle. Next, we are going to see Clausius statement of second law of thermodynamics. Okay. This is also very important statement in thermodynamics relations. Okay. What it states? It states that heat can flow from hot body to cold body, hot body to cold body without any external aid, but heat can flow from cold body to hot without any external aid. So do you understand what is meant by Clausius statement of second law of thermodynamics? I once again read. It states that heat can flow. Always according to heat transfer concept, temperature, that is heat transfer, naturally it will flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. The reverse spontaneously won't take place. It's not possible temperature to flow lower temperature to higher temperature. Okay, it's always flow from higher temperature to lower temperature only naturally. Okay, this is the heat transfer concept. If it is possible by using external device, heat flow may be lower temperature to higher temperature, but naturally we will transfer higher temperature to lower temperature only. There are 3 types of heat transfer, as you know: conduction, convection, and the radiation. Okay. Here that Clausius statement, what it states means, once again we will see. It states that heat can flow from hot body to cold body. Already discussed, hot body to cold body without any external aid. But naturally by density difference. But heat can flow from cold body to hot body without any external aid. Okay. cold body to a hot body without extreme heat not possible. Okay. This is the classic statement of second law of thermodynamics. So in this introduction to applied thermodynamics, we have discussed about what is thermodynamics and basic thermodynamics. Okay. Also auto cycles. Also how to calculate the efficiency, auto cycle efficiency with respect to temperature and with respect to that volume relation, eta equal to 1 minus of 1 divided by r power gamma. Gamma is ratio of specific heat, that is ratio of Cp by Cv. That value is equal to 1.4. Gamma value for air is always 1.4. That's why in this assumption, we have discussed the Cp and the Cv value won't change with respect to temperature. Okay, that's why Cp value and the Cv value kept constant. That value is equal to 1.4 for air. Okay, air only we are using the cyclic process. We are not using any other process, any other gases. Okay. So we have discussed how to calculate the efficiency of Otto cycle, PV diagram and the TS diagram. Also basics, thermodynamics and all we have discussed. Okay. Here we are going to see difference between heat pump and refrigeration. Heat pump is a device which operating in a cyclic process maintains the temperature of a hot body at a temperature higher than the temperature of surrounding. So do you understand what is heat pump? Heat pump is a device which operating in a cyclic process maintains the temperature of hot body at a temperature higher than temperature of surrounding. If you compare surrounding temperature, it will maintain higher temperature. That concept is heat pump. Now we will see refrigerator. What is refrigerator? Refrigerator is a device which operating in a cyclic process. Both are cyclic process only, the refrigeration and the heat pump. Maintains the temperature of a cold body, the temperature lower than the temperature of surrounding. The refrigerator used in home appliances. There, the temperature inside the refrigerator to compare with the atmosphere, it will maintain lower temperature. That is called a refrigerator. Next, thermodynamic equilibrium. When a system is in thermodynamic equilibrium, it should satisfy the following three conditions. Mechanical equilibrium, pressure remains constant. Okay. Pressure remains constant in mechanical equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means temperature remains constant. Chemical equilibrium means there is no chemical reaction. Next, thank you. Here we will stop this lecture.